to be here, not least because I've had the most fantastic lunch of soup and crumble. So, can we show our appreciation for those who've prepared and served these? Right, and now down to business. There are two things I would like you to take away today. One of them is to do with the Christian Aid project that we are specifically fundraising for and working with in a wider context of engagements that we have across the world. The other is something which is biblical and a principle which I believe underpins everything we do. So let's start over here. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and He was with God in the beginning. And through Him all things were made. Without Him, nothing was made that has been made. We're in John's Gospel if you haven't got there, and I'm about to move on. And in Him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not overcome it, or understood it, or come to terms with, accommodated, made allowances for. The darkness can't comprehend the light, it can't work with the light, it can't overcome the light, it can't get to grips with the light. There is no way that this darkness is going to be part of the light shines in the darkness. Let's leave that principle over there for one moment, and I'll move on to the thing we're doing with Christian Aid. What if Mary never made it to Bethlehem? What if? And she did. And we see at Nativity time, and then through Christmas and into Epiphany, we see the glory of the Christ child. We see Jesus Christ, born as one of us, living on earth, doing His thing as both God and man, living with us, dying for us. Was Mary lucky? No, she was blessed. Look at your envelopes. What about the lady there? Is she lucky? Is she blessed? That of all the ladies who were expecting, who didn't make it to the medical facilities, who found themselves giving birth at the side of the road, she is the person that we can tell you about who is a good news story that she received help and her baby was healthy. And she herself survived. And that is what we want to tackle. It is all very well celebrating the nativity of an infant who came to save the world, but there are too many infants, too many mothers who don't make it. You've all had lunch, you are now drinking tea and coffee. I will not go into detail. No detail is required. Every one of us has a mother. Some of you are mothers. Grandmothers, maybe? This is not an experience where I need to get a slideshow and show you 14 different pictures of where we are working for you to understand at the core of you why we are doing this. Because, coming back to the other thing, the light shines in the darkness. And through Christian Aid, I'm very happy to say thank you for everybody who up to this point has supported us and is going on supporting us and will support us in the future, because we can be a pair of hands out there delivering in a project which supports these children and these mothers. So thank you. So, back to the mothers and the children. Well, it's all very well putting this in place, but what do we need to do? Well, I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to speak to the people there and find out what they need to get their job done. And that's what we do. As Christian Aid, we work with local partners out in the field. We are providing care for mothers and babies. We are providing antenatal care for mothers, and groups of women can come together in mother-to-mother meetings. About £35 donation will cover the cost of running a meeting for mothers to meet together. And it's not just mothers, it's fathers. It's all very well us going out and working with the women and telling them the great things that we can do medically for them to improve their chances. If we are not engaging with the fathers as well, the fathers, the husbands, the brothers, they don't understand. They don't see what we have and what we have to offer, and they feel excluded. That's not right. and it can lead to tension. So we also offer father-to-father groups through the same charitable partners working on the ground out there. Why? Well, there's another interesting thing about light in the Gospels. Jesus says it. He says, you are the light of the world. I don't believe that's optional. I believe it is a spiritual truth. By grace, through faith, we are the light of the world. And I want to demonstrate this in a way that hopefully will stick in the mind. We are giving medical assistance. And in that medicine and its provision is the light. Yes, I know it's not actually bright, shiny medicine, but the point is made. We satisfy our call to be light and to be bright in the world. And one of the ways that you guys do it here is that you support Christian Aid. We have other projects. Might not be light that people need. Not in the same way, might not be medicine, might be bread. We give bread, and that bread is the light. Or the light is in the gift of bread. What else? Clothing, support, education, whatever people need. This is the central aim of Christian Aid, to come together as Christians and speak with a voice and work with those who need to be worked with and offer the support that we can. So, what can you do for Christian Aid? You already know this. I will cover it very briefly. Thank you for your giving. Please give again, if you can, and if you're willing to. Most people tend to organise their giving and get it all sorted. That's brilliant, thank you. Next, act. Work with David and his local representatives and colleagues to support the work of Christian Aid if you can. We have a number of different campaigns. We have a number of different avenues where you can use your influence that don't involve you dipping into your wallet. Again, whatever support you can offer us, we're very grateful, thank you. And then, pray. There are prayer points which are available through the Christian Aid materials that are out and about. Please pray about whether or not you could get involved this Christian Aid Week, which is coming up. Again, David's the man to see. Or if you already have a Christian Aid volunteer or a Christian Aid representative working in your own church, go and have a chat with them. Find out how much of the load they're willing to delegate. It starts as nothing, Christian Aid is mine, and goes all the way up to, ooh! And think very carefully, please, about how you can help us to do this stuff. Okay. Closing thought on the light of the world. Who is the light of the world? We are the light of the world. Closing thought on the Christian Aid fundraising and Christmas effort. Who is doing this? We are doing this. We're putting the resources in place so that we can empower people out there to deliver to their own people what is needed in that place. And your support and enthusiasm here means that a slightly feckless volunteer from somewhere near Warsaw has come all the way over here to thank you in person and to say, don't give up. Please continue doing this. And I would love to come back and tell you next year, or 2 years' time, or 5 years' time, just what your support is achieving so far away from our own shores. Thank you very much.
To hear what you've got to say. You all know that there's envelopes and various things, so just give what you can. But thank you all for coming and supporting the event. Really appreciate it.